Most people say, I want to be a writer, I want to be a filmmaker, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be this, I want to be that. But what they actually mean is, I want to be a successful writer, I want to be a successful filmmaker, I want to be a successful YouTuber. Because it's so easy to do all of these things. It is absolutely easy to just continuously do all of these things. And you can make it so easy for yourself that you don't even have to expand a lot of energy. You can just half-ass it. And then you would see so many improvements over time by just doing the minimum amount that you can every single day and just not putting as much effort as you want. And knowing that in itself, by creating hundreds or thousands of videos, hundreds or thousands of pages of writing, you will start to see so much improvement. But you see, most people, when they say, I want to be a filmmaker, I want to be an artist, I want to be a writer, I want to be a YouTuber, they want the success, the results, more than they want the action. And that's the point. A lot of my friends have asked me so many times, why am I doing this? But they don't understand that I'm doing this because I want to. They don't understand that I'm doing this because of the opportunities that it opens up for me. You see, I can change all that I'm doing in a split second because I'm in motion. It's so much easier to just turn around something and move it to another direction. Once you have velocity, you will have so much more of an impact when you decide to change to something else. And also, these skills can be translated to many other projects. You have to understand that no matter what it is, no matter what you are doing, you can transfer those skills to something else. So you see, you are basically doing whatever you want. You are doing the activity that you want to do, even when you don't have success. I think that resilience, that system of really understanding how you can do things for hundreds of days in a row, twice a day, 3 times a day, 5 times a day, 10 times a day, do it for hundreds of days in a row and actually become good at it without almost any result, without almost any reward, because results are there, but no rewards, no external rewards, no external real rewards. 180 subscriber is nothing. You can't even buy yourself a coffee. But instead, I've put hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of hours, maybe close to 1,000 hours in the last year, just on this YouTube channel alone. And I have another one which has the same or more videos that I've put even more energy into, even more time. But you see, all of these things are just so far away from how I used to be. I used to struggle so much with consistency. So I solved consistency. I solved the need for external results. I solve all of these things, including my emotional states, because that's how this YouTube channel was born. I wanted to get in touch with my emotions, to feel more life, to feel everything more deeply, because I was so detached, and now I'm more engaged. You have to understand that that's what happens once you do things for the sake of doing them. You just start engaging those parts of your brain that don't really have to do with external rewards, with instant gratification. You start to do things that have a meaning of their own. You see, so many people describe their life as meaningless, and it is because they don't give it any meaning. Meaning is something that you create. Out of the things that you have in your life, you create that thing which is meaning. You see, even the meaninglessness that they feel has meaning, they can turn it around and make it so much more meaningful. They can just build a story for 20 years or for 25 or for 35 years of my life. I was inconsistent and I felt like life had no meaning. And then all of the sudden, I decided to give my life meaning. And I started on this journey. And you see how that story, just that idea, and I try to see if I can find a meaning of life. You see how much more interesting that is. But people don't do that because they want the results more than they want the action. They want the success of a writer, the success of a filmmaker, the success of a YouTuber, the success of an artist. They do not want to be artists. If you wanted to be an artist, if you wanted to be a writer or a YouTuber or a filmmaker, you would just do the activity. It doesn't matter what results you get. You would just do the activity. But you see, they say afterwards, no, but I have to work, but I'm always tired. But yeah, sure. But you can half-ass it. You can just do when you have no energy, when you're really down in the dumps. If you can find the courage to just start the camera, to just start writing, no matter how bad it is, you have to understand that the bad ends. The bad ends at some point after doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of repetitions. The bad ends and you start to have less bad. And then you start to have a little bit of good and then better. You have to understand that that's how it works. And once you realize this fact, that you can give meaning to all of your existence, to all of your experiences, and really discover that you can propel yourself into a new identity and a new journey and just become a totally different person from someone who was inconsistent and really had struggles finding meaning in everything that I was doing. Everything that I was doing. No matter how much success I had, I was still struggling and still not feeling grateful. Now I can see how beautiful life is. I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. I can really look at the things that I'm doing and enjoy them and be grateful, even if I don't have results. Because everyone feels like they're putting in too much effort. Everyone feels like they're putting on too much work for far too little results. But you see, I've turned that around. I put the maximum amount of effort that I can every single day, almost every single day. Of course, sometimes I half-ass it. Sometimes I'm not really in the mood to put as much effort. But I put as much as I can, and I don't care about results. Sometimes I care, and then I remind myself that there are so many other things to enjoy from this journey than just money and success. There are so many other things. Just enjoying the fact that I'm getting better. Just enjoying the fact that I'm really building this huge amount of memories. Huge amount of proof that I was here. And that's the point. Most people don't build anything. The pleasure is always in the building, not in the owning of things. The owning of things just goes away. It just really, that pleasure goes away so fast. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But when you are building, when you are creating, when you are making things, when you are going in on adventures, on real adventures, not consumption adventures, you have to understand that that's when you feel more alive. When you go on an adventure to create, that's better. In fact, I would venture to say it would be better to have meaningless jobs, one over another, and discover more things and live and find more people and understand more jobs. That would be a much more interesting life if you had a career and you struggled and then you were successful. Sure, you would have more things in the second one, but you would have more life in the first one. You would just struggle for more time and probably never be successful, but you will have more life. But most people are not really able to understand this fact that more experience equals more life, equals more feeling, equals more adventure. You see, it is so interesting to have another job and another job and another job, but you don't have to do that. You can also be successful. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be successful and shouldn't take it when it gets presented to you. Take it, profit. But you have to understand that if you want to be a writer, if you want to be an artist, if you want to be a creative person, just do the creating. Don't do it for the results. The results are unnecessary. There is much more pleasure in doing the thing. You have so much more joy out of just expressing yourself, just doing the actual thing. But you see, most people give up before they feel an ounce of that. And they just continuously frustrate themselves by creating things and not having results. And the lack of results just builds more and more and more resentment.